Alright, I'm actually gonna re-record this because I kind of went off on too many tangents and I forgot what I was going to say. So Vexer just put out an excellent tweet, and it's the same shit that Lewis Rossman says. I've already debunked this to here and back again, but I actually have a question this time because I haven't used Windows in a while, and when I did use Windows, like I don't want to say that I don't use my computer for very much, but I pretty much solely use free software to do what I do on my computer besides like Discord and Steam. That's like the only proprietary shit I have on here. So Vexry has made the argument that has been made many times before, which is um, paid software is inherently better than free software because people get paid so they make better software. Now, we're gonna make an argument against that first because Rossman said the same thing and it's not really working out for him. It's not really. He's happy with the money he has lost on Image, but like, fuck me, man. you know. So basically, the argument boils down to software that is paid will usually be better than open source software. Now, when I use Windows, and this was like in the later stages of using Windows, I did a lot of like game modding and stuff. So you needed a pretty broad set of tools to make your mods. You had to have an image editor that had texture support so that you could save textures, and you could do you would need like a modeling program if you wanted to do 3ds Max and all that. I did a bit of that back in the day, but I don't really do much 3D stuff anymore. But I also needed stuff to like watch the movies I was legally acquiring because I had like crazy formats like MKV, which is a free and open source format. So why the fuck doesn't the proprietary software support something that is literally free? Was the problem. So, or it would have like a weird MP4 codec, and you couldn't play most of these videos in the Windows video player. You would need to download a new one. Now, pretty much every open source video player supported all of these formats, like MPC, HC, VLC, MPV, all of them support it. So you just download one. Now on Linux, obviously, you're going to have a third-party video player anyways, because Linux is all third-party software. Everything is third-party, you know? But what would happen though is image viewer, same thing. I would need InfirmView, Nomax, Honeyview. I would need some third-party image viewer to view my images. And then I would also need a third-party archive manager to unzip shit because Windows only supported zips for so long. And you would have to get 7-zip to get RAR, like WinRAR, or 7-zip, compatibility. Now this has changed in Windows very recently where they did add RAR and I believe 7-zip support, but it took him fucking forever to get it. But of course, any Linux distro is going to have this functionality already ready to go for you. Maybe you need to install the package for it, but it's free. It's free software. So the engagement challenge, though, is I'm trying to think of paid software that is significantly better than the free alternative. You know what I mean? Because the problem is when Vaxery is saying that his software will be better if it's paid. One, I don't fucking think so. I think he's gonna put the same amount of effort he puts into it now, which is trash. And basically, though, he's a window manager. So what is he competing with? Because that's the thing is when you say that paid software would be better, what is your example? Because everybody, of course, will bring up Adobe, where they fucking hire the best people on the planet. They charge out the ass, and they make seriously professional software. Like I'm talking, this shit is like multi-million-dollar company quality, where they pretty much are the face of this creative suite. So same thing with like DaVinci Resolve. Is it way better than Kdenlive? Yeah, but I don't use it because I just don't need it. I use the free alternative. It supports my codecs, so I don't have to pay for basic functionality. That's really nice. but also it's good enough for the edits I'm doing. It's not really that hard. But when we get down to what examples he's thinking of paid software, because he's like he made the same argument for Lewis Rossman where it's like, oh yeah, we're not hiring dedicated staff to just work on the software, and it doesn't cost millions of dollars, so therefore we need to start paying free FOSS developers how much exactly? Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna go hire fucking software developers, like really good software developers to go make this shit? Like, are they gonna pay everybody benefits and fucking, 401k and all this other shit to make free software, That's not really realistic. So, like, what's his point? Like, how much does he actually think he's going to make making Hyperlin? Like, really, how much money does he think he's going to it's not going to be nearly what a fucking Adobe developer gets paid. So we're not even considering that level of quality of software, where that shit is designed from the ground up from a company with, like, the best designers on the planet. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen. Like, nobody in their right mind would pay that much fucking money for Hyperlin. So, what's the argument here? What are we going with? And that's where I want to ask you this question is because I think people bring this up a lot and they say proprietary or sorry, rather paid software is significantly better than free software. What are the examples of that? Because I have a feeling it's going to come down to AutoCAD and creative software and whatever the fuck else Louis Rossman can come up with because like all of these Linux desktop components are significantly better than the Windows alternative as far as I know. It's just when you get down to these very specific sets of software where you actually do need to pay a shitload of money in order to make them good. Like I don't see an argument there. I don't see what people think they're going to get out of free software. Which, by the way, if you think you're going to make a lot of money making free software, you need to reevaluate your understanding of the word free because you are in the wrong fucking market. You need to go get a job somewhere and develop software for them, if you're really that good. But anyways, that's your engagement challenge for this video is name some software that you would or sorry, that is significantly better if you get the paid version than the free version. Because honestly, there aren't really that many examples of that shit on Linux other than creative software. Pretty much everything is free. So what the fuck, All right. If you can name something though, that's why I'm asking and I'm not telling, is because I do think there probably are examples of that. Just I don't know about them because I don't personally use them. All right, I'll see you guys later.